second that.
Any additional discussion? Those in favor signify by the right hand. Those opposed, the same.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Go get our paintbrush.
Have fun climbing up there.
Don, you're still up.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll make this brief. I knew I had a dental appointment this morning. I didn't think it was any big deal. When I woke up this morning, my wife said, oh, by the way, the dentist called yesterday and said, make sure you eat breakfast, the anesthesia goes better. I go, what anesthesia? So, I'd like to stall this long enough to miss the appointment, but I can't. As you may or may not know, our county attorney, Dan Sigler, whom we did sign another contract with, I'm not even sure we talked about that, I'm sorry, signed another year contract. He has left the local firm and gone out on his own in Fort Wayne, except he would like to have in this building an office only for county work. No private work will be done in this building, but he would like to set, and Amy help me if I'm goofing up on this, he would like to set hours of being here on Mondays from 9 to 12, Mondays of the commissioner meetings from 9 to 12 for conducting county business and of course staying for the commissioner meetings. That kind of brought up, and we let Denny and Mark get away. That kind of brought up a subject I know I've discussed with John, and that is George and I both, and I won't speak for Tom, kind of wish we had an actual office too. I don't. It's hard to consider this room in here an office. I had to laugh Bill one day. We put Bill in the spot and said, Bill, why didn't they build commissioner offices? Do you remember your response?
I didn't have anything to do with it.
Well, no, that's true. No, that's true. You did say that. You did say that. But you said, well, normally commissioners didn't spend any time in here.
Something like that, yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay, but we seem to spend a lot of time in here. So overall, I want to just do some office search in this building. Nothing huge, but I'd like to look to see where we can put some partitions in. Yesterday we signed a sheriff sale fee ordinance 2012-4, I think it was, in which it's no secret there's a lot of foreclosures, a lot of sheriff sales going on these days, and he just simply wanted to get the fee to the legal limit of $200. That does not mean that they're going to charge $200 for every sale. Some sales take a little time. I found it extremely interesting, to be honest with you. I never knew what was involved in a sheriff's sale, but it involves the sheriff, it involves the clerk's office, and I'm sorry, there's one more office that it involves. And why they vary is it depends on how many people have to be notified of the sale. If there's several people on the housing contract, they all have to be notified, and it all costs a lot of money. So we approved an ordinance that essentially says it'll not exceed $200 on the sale, but they will be charged actual fees, which will probably be in the, I think, $115 area. Debbie Beers.
Got a question on the advertising for sheriff sales. Who pays for that advertising?
That was part of it. That was part of that fee. Debbie Beers came to us with some really nice poll changes for 2012. I think they're nice poll changes. In Smith Township, we'll be down to 2 places to vote. The Boy Scout building or the Blue Lake building, which always made more sense to me. We had 4 or 5 places there before. And in South Whitley, there's going to be 1 place, and that's the Methodist Church. These places have ample parking and room, so I'm really excited. That, as far as we're all concerned, that equates to a cost savings. When you eliminate a number of different places, that's a cost savings to the county.
Along with what Don says, Debbie was having trouble with the different school corporations and cooperation with parking issues and et cetera. So I think this is gonna work out well.
You still have you have multiple precincts. You still have the same number of precincts.
Yep, didn't change precincts at all. No, that's right, good point. They just will go to, I've always voted at the town hall. I now will go to the Boy Scout building, so. But John, thank you for bringing that up. There will be an expense. It will be necessary for the commissioners or the election. I'm not sure where the money will come from, but there's a necessity to put in at the Big Lake Church of God, 1 paved parking spot to meet ADA. The church is excited because they were sort of going to do that. They were going to put a couple more in, so we're going to kind of work together on this and try to save some money. But the law specific, we have to make sure there's one there. Woods, Lands, and Lakes asked us for an appointment to their organization. James, I know, put it in the paper. We did get a name, and yesterday we appointed Stanley Crum to be the representative for that. Spyglass. Remember we signed a contract with Spyglass a few months ago to review our telephone expenses. They did. It got off to a really rocky start. They were going to save us lots of money, except they were shutting down lines that we desperately needed. We would have no, an example, the police wouldn't be able to talk from South Whitley to Columbus City anymore. So what it pointed out is, whoa, timeout, we had to bring Butch from SDS in on this to represent the county. Say, Butch, you monitor this situation, which he had already been doing. He brought it to our attention. Whoa, you stop! You're doing too much here. So we said, okay, Butch, you take care of it. So in the end, the cost for our contract to Spyglass is $6,792.59. They saved retroactively $1,433.18, and they will save us $607.60 a month. So it's not going to take very long to pay back what we're paying them. So that was I think that was George that kind of wanted to look at that situation. So I applaud George for being proactive on that. Looks like he saved the county some money in the long run. UMBAs were at our second meeting in February to talk about, Bill, you might want to help me here, the bond issue on this building, okay? Yeah. And how to save money there.
We can get better rates now than we
right.
currently have.
Turns out it's sort of not in our hands, it's in the hands of the Whitley Holding Corporation. That's the organization. And so when we got started, this is not funny, and I don't intend for it to be funny, but it's how sometimes we don't pay attention to details. Dave Rao is still on that committee. So I laid it back in Alan's lap. You got to look at this committee again because it hasn't been dealt with. And that's the. Are you on that one, Kim? Whitley Holding? Mm-hmm. No. Okay. Okay. I'm not honestly sure who is, but Whitley Holding Corp. John Lefevre is.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think John Lefevre.
Okay. So.
Right, might be.
Okay, so that corp is the one that has to set this stuff in motion, but we will save money, a pretty sizable amount of money. I'm going to go tomorrow to the. I apologize, I can't. What's at the school? At the school.
Yeah, Detroit.
Oh, the YIC, or the Troy.
YIC. Yeah.
What it's called.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's way with me.
TROY.
Anyway, I'm going to visit. I'm going to visit there tomorrow and see what their. I think they have some issues out there. Truthfully, it's a little confusing to me because I'm thinking the schools ought to be financing this.
Right.
Well, I just want to learn more about it. And then the only other thing I had was I wanted to talk about the assessor hiring. We already talked about that we did not hire a replacement for the assessor. So I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
We have several